Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Checking the mic. Mic looks good. Checking sound. Soundboard looks good. And checking that we're actually streaming. And it looks like we're streaming. Just going to double check on Twitch. Okay, I see preview on Twitch. Checking on the YouTubes. All right, and I see a preview on the YouTubes. All right. So that will go ahead and we will take it live. I'll go ahead and get the chat up. Let's bring the logos back. And here we go. All right, so I'd actually been working on this last week and I was able to upload some of those videos, but apparently something had happened and the streaming quit working. And so I got that fixed yesterday, but ended up not actually streaming. And I had done quite a bit of work on this actually during the election, the day of the election and the day after, but I was kind of on that emotional roller coaster of just what's going to happen. And it's the first time that I've felt that way. I've never been so anxious about it before, but this year I was quite concerned. But anyway, so now we're back and I'm actually live streaming again. And so let me just recap on what I did. I did a bunch of different work on this. You don't really see much of an improvement from where I left things off. But there was a bit of refactoring that happened. And just kind of testing things and seeing where the messages go. And let's see, we should see here. All right, yeah, so now that's popping up. So we're going to see, we've got the main net and the test net stuff in the same table. These are the denominations. This is what's active. So just got some tickers for that right now. And what it's doing is I wanted to be able to see some information. You know, as I was playing with it, I'm just trying to understand what this looks like. And I think I'd actually like to see it in a different format. I'm not sure what the format would be. I'd need to talk with somebody that does design to kind of brainstorm what the format ought to be. But I think something like maybe a line graph with different colors. I just think it would be very interesting to see how frequently are these pools being created. And I thought that there was this number. It turns out, I mean, this helped me to learn more about how CoinJoin is actually working, because I thought it was you connect to a node, and then that node is the one that you're communicating with, that you're going to do your CoinJoin process with. But it seems that you connect to a node and you're just getting broadcast from all the nodes on the network. So I think that all of the CoinJoin information is going to all of the master nodes, which it makes sense that the final message goes out that way, because obviously it gets published to the blockchain. But I didn't realize that all of the nodes were getting much of the intermediate information. Regardless, that's how it is, which is fine. So it doesn't really matter which ones you connect to. And so what we're seeing here is the pools is how many of the nodes that we're connected to are responding or have a currently open pool. And I don't know if I picked the numbers correctly, but I was just kind of looking at what's the delay might not be the right term. It's the time in between from the time that one pool to the next pool. That's what we're looking at. The time between, or not pool, the sessions. The time between sessions. So that's what this is. So it was 86 seconds between one of the sessions and the next sessions for this denomination. Currently, with testnet is almost never active, interestingly enough. I have seen times when testnet is highly active, but more often than not, testnet is not active at all. Anyway, I would love to take all of this information, stick it in a time series database, and visualize it just for people to see what it looks like. I think it would be really helpful because I think that there's a lot that you can learn about from cadences. There's a lot you can learn about what's happening based on the cadence of when it's happening. It would be also really neat to put the number of sessions total in here. But yeah, I think it would be very eye-opening if people were to see what patterns emerge when you're doing this, because I think that if we were to involve a mathematician, a forensic mathematician, which I would love to do it. I could do the code. I'm not a forensic mathematician. I don't know any forensic mathematicians, but I think that if we hired some forensic mathematicians, I have a strong sense that people's eyes would be opened when they find out. Obviously, the government has a node on the masternode network, right? Probably a few. And so all of the messages that are happening, they have that time series database. They have that forensic mathematician. I just think it would be eye-opening and interesting to see what information we can learn and how accurately we can pinpoint the source of where the coins are coming from, which I have. Intuition is sometimes wrong with mathematics. I'll give you that. Intuition is often wrong with mathematics because logarithmic scale, exponential scale, etc. often defy intuition. They are unintuitive. You have to learn about them in order to understand that. However, with the knowledge that I have about how exponential, logarithmic, etc., and understanding the practical limitations of CoinJoin, I don't have much faith in it. But I'm not a mathematician. I just know no one's ever been able to use CoinJoin without that thing popping up saying you're using more than 10 coins. And I've talked about this before. There's very simple ways that we can improve it at the source, not send, rather than trying to fix insecure transactions, just make the transaction secure to start with. And there's still going to be, it's a public chain. There's always going to be, some issues there. Anyway, so these basically, if they've been around for more than 15 seconds, then the next time anyone comes in, then all of the ones that have not been active within the last 15 seconds disappear. And I don't know if 15 seconds is the right number, but I'm imagining that every session completes within 15 seconds or so, maybe 30 seconds. But the sessions complete pretty quickly. So once you get the notification that you want to join a session, the session's going to stay open for some amount of time. And I guess that's indeterminate. The session could be open for a really long time. You just need to grab the poll. And I'm glad I did this, because originally I thought that the way that we're going to need to do this was different, that we're going to be listening on these different master nodes, and then we're going to pick one of them that has the session open that we want, and then we're going to connect to it and yada yada. But it ends up being that it doesn't matter. It only matters that if we want to do CoinJoin with ourself, which is what you have to do much of the time on testnet, then you could pick two different nodes to connect to, and yeah, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I did that, and then I also did some internal cleanup. Now the code is type linted, at least the wallet app code. There's still other code to be type linted. I just added a bunch of types to things to make it easier to work with. There's some things I want to walk back when I publish this as a library. There's some, obviously there's mistakes were made, but nothing too egregious. Just having the types in there is going to make that easier. So anyway, yeah, you can see there's some Evo nodes. There's a fair number of Evo nodes. They pop up pretty regularly. And then regular node, Evo node, Evo node. Yeah. So my work in this particular tab, the pools tab, is more or less done, and then that's just gonna be updating in the background. There's nothing that I'm interacting with that's really changing that. And now, oh yeah, and now it's automatically connecting. So the thing that was missed was now it's automatically connecting, and now when a connection fails, it just tries again and again and again until it gets connections that work. I need to put, well, I don't need to. I'd like to put a delay in there, because when the connection fails, then I just don't want it hammering the connections. But it picks them at random, so it picks different ones. But it eventually gets connected. It just sometimes it takes it several tries, and I don't know why that is, but it's what it is. So yeah, all right. So now if we head back here, what we need to get to the point of is I want to be able to be on mainnet. I probably want to switch out my phrase. Well, it doesn't matter. Nobody that's watching is going to steal my monies, right? Right? So I could scan to load. Let's just put a little bit on here. I guess maybe I should start out with testnet again to start. Okay, so we go in here. This has been done. All right, so I think that's the same one I have on. Oh, and also this current version is live now. I think everything that I have. I don't know if it works yet. So we need to test to see if it works. And then we need to track the number of rounds. That's going to be the big work for us to be able to say, hey, this is done. Track it up to 16 rounds and then call it quits. So, what am I doing? So I think this reveal. Okay. So eventually I'm going to have a different wallet phrase, one that I actually keep secret. But for right now, I got that one in there. I need to generate another phrase. So let me just run dash phrase gen. Okay, there we go. Boom. I'm really looking forward to, I'm hoping, fingers crossed. I think in the beginning, my proposal for the wallet path explorer was not understood. I think that the wording I had wasn't very clear. So I changed it up and I brought it up in the Discord, and now the tides have turned and it looks like there's a good chance it will pass proposal, which is good. I'm really looking forward to being able to do that and have that wallet path explorer, be able to have multiple wallets, be able to set passphrase salts, be able to have the IDs for the wallets, the nicknames, IDs. I'm not exactly sure how all it's gonna turn out, but I'm really looking forward to being able to do it. Okay, yeah, and then this is annoying. I'm gonna have to fix that. It's because this is here. I'm gonna have to change that to be like these, where it's not a password mask. In fact, maybe I'll just do that right now, because the password manager is being too aggressive, and I've tried to turn it off and say, hey, I'm not using the password field semantically as a password. I'm just using it to mask some data. But it's not worked out for me. So let me go ahead. We'll do wallet C. Where's wallet C that? So we're just going to have to do very similar to this. And then we'll have a wallet seed mask. And then I think this one, because we know how many stars are going to be there. I think it's just so many that it doesn't matter. But I'll just leave it like that. And then I think I'm just going to take the toggle from here and just do the same thing. So was this small? Yeah, so unfortunately, I think I'm just going to overwrite this. Bye-bye. And then we're going to do the wallet seed toggle. So let me just do every phrase, salt, wallet seed. Boop. Phrase, salt, wallet seed. And I don't know if there's anything else. Oh, this is a new one. I don't think I've heard this one. Or maybe I have. Oh, the music's not on. Y'all haven't been hearing the music. Okay, well now you can hear the music. Apparently I turned the music off earlier for the viewers. Because I was doing a tutorial thing. And I didn't want the music on the screen. That's all it was. Okay. There we go. There it is. As ugly as sin. All right. Oh, no. Oh, I didn't actually click save. Where's my... Did I lose it? Is it still my... Oh, it's still my paste buffer. Excellent. Interesting. Okay. All right, so we're not gonna passwordify any of these. If I refresh. Oh, whoops. There we go. Ooh. That cracked my neck a little bit, but in a good way. All right. So now this is right. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. The one... Yeah, the one thing here... I would need to build some sort of JavaScript, so on key up, whatever was happening... Well, I guess, yeah, on key up, I would just take whatever's in this one, and I would copy it over to another one as stars or something. So you'd click in the one and then you type. I don't know. I have to somehow make, at some point, I have to somehow make a password field. I don't know. I'm gonna have to make a password field that doesn't trigger, because I still want to be able to paste something in here without showing it on camera, or type something in there. So I don't know. But anyway. Okay. So we skip over here. I don't know why that scroll is there. All right, so we got a new phrase. We don't have any monenes. And now I need to fund this up. And the way I'm going to fund it is by taking this address and enter your dash address here, enter the code you see above, and get some. There we go. Sweet. Check balance. Boom! I'm going to throw some more dash at it, though. Go back to the DCG one. Oh, I'm not a robot. Promo code. Let's see if it fills up my wallet. Hey-o! All right. So then... Ooh, you know what I'm going to do? The next thing I need right now, it's just a matter of refreshing. But I need, well, okay, I'll wait until I've implemented the ZMQ stuff. Because once we've got ZMQ, then I'll just open up a server-side event that subscribes to the messages that I care about for the thing I'm working on, and then just have it automatically update. So as soon as I saw this message here, boom, I should have been able to come back here, and it should have already been updated. But because of the way I'm doing it right now, we'll just have it refresh. Okay, so... Oh, that's interesting. 8 point... Ah, there we go. All right, so it didn't actually give me 2 transactions. It still just gave me 1. It looks like. Or maybe there are 2 on there. No, it says coins. Yeah, these are coins. There's the address. There's the TXID. There's the index. So unless I've got a bug in here, which I may not be doing that correctly. It may be only counting 1 coin per transaction. No, because it's got the amount right. So, yeah, whatever. Anyway. So now we need to figure out when we say... Okay. I kind of want to move the cash drawer over here to pools. I think we got enough maybe reference to digital cash there. Maybe we can just call this coin join, give us a little more room up top. Because some of this stuff is just stuff that I really wanted from the Address Explorer. Like... Be able to pay, be able to send a memo. I don't know, that might be out of scope for that. We'll have to see. Okay, so I've got these, and what I want to do is denominate it. All right. And I definitely don't really want 50 of those. And my highest priority is to make sure I have these. So let's say I do want 10 of those. So I need to select the coins that I want to denominate. All right, I'm going to send them out. All right, so that's coin control. I want to get somebody to create me a left side menu bar for this. Maybe I can get Jojo to do that. Okay. We shall see. All right. What am I doing here? Okay, so maybe I'll call this debug. I don't know. I'll call it, instead of pools, we'll call it tools. But we'll keep it pools in here. No, we won't. But I don't think I have to do anything else to update that. I think the tabs are all HTML side. Yeah, so tools now works. So now, where was that send memo? All right, so now moving that over. And then maybe we could have an input addresses. I need to figure out what's going on here. I think the reason we have the signed memo, is signed memo used in more than one place? Yes, it is. Okay. Because to sign the collateral, we have to have a memo. Okay. Yes. All right, so that's a real thing. And we're not burning. Interesting. So what I'm looking at here, I need to go check what my documentation is for Create Legacy TX, because my guess is that this already has, I think this already has its selection algorithm. So I just give it a bunch of UTXOs and it's going to select which ones to use. So let me go ahead and look there. Yeah, so these are marked as coins. Sort, total balance. And it's going to find the smallest one that's bigger than the required amount. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Coins. Change output, sort. All right, so what am I doing with this then? Coins pop. All right, so we made a copy of it. So we make a copy of the coins. So it's not the original coins that we passed in. We find the total balance. We push off the ones that are bigger than or equal. Okay. Okay. So going back to here, I kind of want to split this up into a two-stage process. Let's see. Hash and sign all. Memo signed. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's good. And I don't know why I'm not using the form serializer here, because that's what I should be doing. I guess what we need is we're just going to copy this over. Are we marking anything reserved here when we sign? Probably are. Okay. So we will need to break this up. Okay. Okay, there we go. That works. Okay. So the difference here is that this one is unreserved. This one, we're just constructing it. The other one, we're actually reserving the coins. So what this allows us to do is to update some information about the memo. Now, this is not relevant at all to the larger issue of CoinJoin, but this was to test out sending a memo, and I think that that's still something that's relevant. So, we're going to change that from send memo up here to memo encoding. Just want to see what memo coins do we get, or what coins are going to be selected for the memo, and I want to know what the inputs are and what the outputs are. What in particular, what change we're going to get. That's what I want to display here. And I want to be able to say that Send memo. All right, we're going to do, hey, what's up, Tardigrade? What do you think about a forum that rewards users cryptocurrency based on their activity? I just think all of that stuff is junk. Because the question you have to ask yourself before you say cryptocurrency, what you have to say is money, right? So imagine, but nothing is free. Because if that's all you wanted to do, if all you wanted was free tokens, then what you do is you just store it in a database and you just gamify it the normal way. And you say, look, you got 250 gems. You know, that Stack Overflow already does this. And then you say, oh, well, actually I can trade my gems with someone else. So I can do work in the forum to get the gems, but then I could sell them. You're like, you sell points? Yeah, so, but what would be the point of trading gems? Why would I want to go to a forum and collect gems? Why would I want to trade them? Because it seems like the only reason you'd trade them is to fool other people, right? I don't, what would you trade them for? I'm not going to trade them for milk and eggs, right? Peace be upon you. Is it possible for this currency to go up? I have lost 40% in this currency. It is possible to go up, but only if we create a functioning economy. No one cares about Dash as some sort of hype coin. And I don't think that it would do anybody any good for it to become a hype coin. If we wanted to be a hype coin, then the thing that we need to do is contact Logan Paul and tell him to that we want him to do Crypto Eggs, Crypto Zoo, Dash version. And then it'll pump Dash for 3 days and everybody can get rich and cash out, and then it'll go back down to the same price. If we want an actual price bump in Dash, then what we need is to create an export, right? Like, this is the fundamental problem of how does money work, right? Money works because I have something that I want more than the money. So in order for the price of the money to go up, somebody has to want the money more than something else. And why would you want the money more than something else? Well, you'd want the money more than something else if you needed that money to buy something you wanted. So I'm going to transfer US dollars into Dash so that I can pay Dash for what? That's the question you have to answer. Now, I believe that where we should be going with that is servers, domains, email. That's what the for what ought to be. We ought to create native digital products and services where we have a cost advantage because a particular member of the Dash community has servers in a data center, which means that I have no overhead costs beyond what the actual cost of hosting the servers is. I don't have any investors to pay back, right? So Jojo's in on this too, and someone else who's not part of the Dash community. But you know, in as much as we're not constrained, we're not slaves to anyone, so we can provide a better price. And there may be some other people like that as well. But as long as everybody wants to do everything on cloud services, well, you're not going to be able to make cloud services cheaper because they are tied to the investors that want to make the return back. So what cloud services need is suckers, right? They need people that are willing to pay 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times more for the same thing. So There needs to be, we need to be funding internet native products and services. And that doesn't need to be Web3 crap, because no one asked for Web3 crap. At least no one who isn't, this is the circular problem, right? I want Web3 crap because I want Web3 crap. I'm going to build Web3 crap for Web3 crap because of Web3 crap. You got to get out of that logic, right? Because nobody outside of Web3 wants Web3. Nobody outside of Web3 says, you know what I'd like? I'd like to go back to the Stone Age. I really like the internet pre-1995 when there was no web or web browser and all of my communication was over TCP in a terminal. I really like that. And oh, darn, wouldn't it be great if I could use my dial-up modem to get access to the slowest possible replicated database? Nobody wants that, right? So the product, the export of the product is not going to be that. Now, there may be a very few exceptions to that. There may be a few people that want to have a happy birthday message or whatever that's longer than 149 characters or whatever you can put in a memo, that wants it to live on forever, right? Like the star registry, So maybe somebody could build a star registry on top of some sort of Web3 thing. But then the thing with star registries and stuff like that is the star registry, anybody can sell stars. So there's multiple star registries and they don't actually coordinate. You don't actually buy a star that's a specific star that nobody else can buy. There's a star registry. They maintain a database. They don't coordinate with the other star registries. And the same thing is true of all the Web3 blockchains, right? They're not actually going to coordinate with one another, and there's no reason to, and it'd be too expensive to. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, got disconnected. They put my degree on the blockchain. I think it's there forever. I don't know which blockchain. You say the blockchain, right? But which the blockchain? All right. Ethereum. Okay. I don't know. At the end of the day, the only reason that money is worth anything is that it is a system slightly above barter. So you got to go back to barter. Who do you have that you want to barter with that you can't easily barter with? That's the question you have to ask. Because if you can figure out who people want to barter with that they can't easily barter with, then Dash is potentially a solution. So if you want to create something where you don't want to have to go through the credit card system, you don't want to lose that 3 to 4%, or, PayPal where you're losing 6 or 7%, or Stripe, or, they all range, or Kickstarter where you're losing 40%, or the Apple Store where you're losing 30%, you got to think, where are places where people want to barter, but they can't barter effectively? And that is where, if Dash is going to have some sort of impact, that's where it's going to be. Okay, so encoding, inputs. Where's my input? Okay, this is my input right here, memo. All right, so this one is on change equals, and we're going to do tools dot, what was it? Update memo or something? Let me go see. Calc memo? All right, so let me go ahead and refresh this. I'm going to open up the console. And let's see. Okay, and that is getting updated there. So what I put here is string. Hello, sweet baby. Tools is not defined. All right. Nanayote is not defined. Nanayote. I think it just didn't get refreshed properly. All right, so TX Memo. We got version 3, inputs, outputs, change index. Okay, great. That's what I wanted. All right, there we go. So let's get this one figured out. Okay, I'll try not to waste too much more time on this. Well, I can't because I actually have to get off soon. Dang it, it takes me forever to, like get warmed up and get in the go and actually get on, and then it's like, switching tasks is the devil for me. It's the devil. But I do want to move this stuff over. Some of this stuff. I want to move some of this stuff over. All right, go back, go back, go back, go back. That's not what I wanted. There we go. All right. The gyms aren't really peer-to-peer. I don't know what that means. So you have to ask yourself, what is the practical value of these things? Because it's like if I said, okay, I'm drinking some Mountain Dew, but you know what? It's not holy water. Mountain Dew, facts. Mountain Dew is not holy water. And then Mountain Dew isn't holy water. I don't want to drink holy water. I don't have any need to drink holy water. Drinking holy water, I don't feel like would make me a more moral or virtuous person. So I'm happy drinking my Mountain Dew. People take these terms and they moralize them. Well, peer-to-peer. Okay. But why? If I'm at church, maybe I need some holy water. When I'm kicking back watching football, maybe Mountain Dew's good enough. Peer-to-peer it's not a virtue. It's a tool. It's not a virtue. Well, let's say that we could have up to 1,000. So 8, 9. Hold on. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so we're guaranteed to have at least 10. But then we want to have 3 more. So 13. So it's 10, 100, 1,000. Okay, where did my whatchamadoodle go? Yeah. All right, there we go. So now we got that going again. All right, so what do we got version from? Oh, whoops. Okay, there we go. So we got that. All right, then we gotta have. Yeah, this doesn't really make any sense. All right, there we go. All right, so we got Memo. Oh, that's weird. That's an oopsie. Hmm. I'll explain that in just a second. You'll see in just a second what I'm talking about being an oopsie. Okay. And then change is going to be change dot, well, actually we need to do this thing. Okay, there we go. So let's take a look at this one real quick. Address. Address. Change index. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, output address is absolutely defined the way that I have it. Outputs, address. It's not defined. Oh, it's not defined for Memo, of course. Okay, got it. Okay. 34. So what we're going to do is we're going to do pad end, and we're going to do 34, and then we're not going to do output address for this, because there is none. And we're going to do the dash amount equals 0.000, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to do on, not just on change, but also on key up. So then cool. Boom! It's beautiful. All right, so not what I was planning on working on. I'll have to change the title of the stream because I think I got to go here in just a moment. Interesting. Oh, it's just choosing the output addresses at random. Yeah. Because if we go look over here, it's probably just going through the list. Okay. Just as well. Okay. Anyway, the problem here that I didn't get to show is that there was a trailing 0.5, which means that somewhere we're dividing by 2. Yeah, half collateral. Is there any other place we're dividing by 2? So I'm a little confused by that. Actually, you know, it could be a bug in here. Are we divided by 2 anywhere in here? Well, that would have to be correct. Memo. Ah! This is what it is. So we're not, at this stage at least, we're not actually doing verification that hex is hex and ASCII is ASCII. That's where the weird number is coming from. So if I have it on hex and then I'm using an odd number, then when I divide by 2, the sats that I get end up having a 0.5. That's, and you can't see it here because I'm limiting the number, right? But anyway, okay. So that's what this looks like. Error expected string. Okay. And I think what I would do here, let me actually go to change output. Oh, oops, no, not here. All right, that's it right there. So I'm shifting addresses. So what I need to do in this one is just have an optional address. Change address. Okay. And then what we need to do is create where we're calling create memo tx, which is right here. Then we do let change address equals, and then we pass in change address. Whereas in the other place, so that's when we're actually going to sign the memo. Okay, so when we're sending the memo, we need to do this. Let change address equals, whoops. And maybe we actually don't make this optional. It's not optional here either. So then here too. All right, Neverworld, what's up? Okay, what's going on? Hello, hello. What's up, little girl? I'm going to come in just a minute. No, here, I'll set a timer. I'm just wrapping up one thing. Are you going to go check on the fish? Okay. All right, so this is what I wanted to do right there. Boom. Okay, so that should clean that up. Now this little ditty should work. Are you a ghost? My daughter is a ghost. Okay, cool. So I'm going to leave this one be for now. I'm going to call that good. You did almost scare me, sweetie. You nearly startled me. Okay. All right. I'm going to update the title here. All right, so we changed the title of this to be about the memo. Didn't someone try to make Twitter on a blockchain? That'd just be silly. It's so inefficient. So inefficient. All right. Anyway, I gotta go. I believe that I'll be back a bit later tonight once the kids are down. And then I will hopefully continue on what I was working on before. This really was a little bit of a side quest, but this is going to make it into some other tooling later, so might as well. I'm going to move the send amount over here too and give it a very similar treatment. It's going to be pretty copy-pasty. So I'll have a send memo, a send to, just so we can clean this up so that this is really focused on just the coin join process. And then, well, please don't be so loud, sweetie. You hurt my ears. And then what was it I was going to do? Yep, there's your hand.
Yeah.
Can you make your fingers come out of my mouth as teeth?
Yeah?
No. From just looking at the video. High five. Well, so there's actually, what are you doing? Are you eating my hand?
Yeah.
There's nothing that says you can't delete something from a blockchain. There's nothing that says a blockchain is permanent. It's really about consensus. So if you consent to have something deleted, you can have it deleted. The whole idea of blockchains as a permanent ledger is really a false notion that messes a lot of things up and is a cause of a lot of waste and inefficiency. For example, you don't need to have a permanent history of a blockchain. You just need to know that everybody's money is accounted for. So everything that's been spent, you could just get rid of all those transactions and then you could reduce costs significantly. Like so much of it is just so wasteful. It doesn't matter what happened. You know, you can just say, okay, everything that's over a year old and that is that has been fully spent, just get rid of it. Yeah, it has been a couple of minutes, sweetie. All right, so I gotta go. Adios. Catch you later. Bye.